Hey everyone, welcome to the club. So SoFi reported earnings this morning. How about we take a listen?
Reporting earnings of 11 cents per share, 3 cents better than estimates. Revenue of $950 million, also above expectations. SoFi also raising its guidance for the rest of 2025. And joining us right now is SoFi CEO Anthony Noto. Good morning to you. Congratulations on some nice earnings there. We're looking at the stock this morning. Help us understand what's driving this, and then we can try to maybe look out into the future to understand a little bit better what 2026 may portend.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me on this morning. We had an exceptional quarter in every way.
It was a banger of an earning. They beat on every end. Here are some of the quick snapshots. So SoFi reported adjusted net revenue of 950 million in Q3 2025, which beat the analyst expectation of 889 million. Earnings per share EPS, which came in at 0.11 cents, more than double the prior year. So this is great stuff, guys. Above the 0.08 analysts expected. So again, beat on there. Member growth was strong. 905,000 new members added in the quarter, bringing total member to 12.6 million, which is of course a very strong point, I should say. But there is something else here which is really exciting as compared to not just new member growth, but the existing member and how they're using the services, which I read in the earnings. Along with that, loan origination surge. Personal loans up 53% to 7.5 billion. Student loans up 58% to 1.5 billion. Home loans 945 million, nearly doubling versus last year. Now, home loans, student loans are all good news for SoFi. Personal loans, not so sure. Again, for SoFi, it's great, but what does that tell about our economy, where it's heading? What can we see from the stock market? This is a big question mark. The company raised full year guidance for fiscal year 2025. They are now expecting adjusted net revenue of 3.5 billion, up from 3.375 billion previously, and EPS of 0.37, up from 0.31. So it's a robust growth. It's on all key metrics. We talk about revenue, numbers, profitability, everything is they beat on earnings. But before I even got to the earnings point, I was going to make a video like this, but earning is a perfect time to make. I want to actually come back to what I have initially shared about what SoFi is doing in the market and how they have the first mover advantage of many things that they're doing. I mean, of course, you can see Anthony Noto, talking about how SoFi is one-stop shop, which I have covered in detail in my previous videos when I first started covering SoFi. We all were together in the journey when SoFi became a bank, and then after that, when I did the deep down on SoFi, onto that they're providing so many services under one umbrella, which is really, really fantastic. But the crypto game that they have started to play is actually next level. And there are so many things that are so many reviews that you can read about the crypto. Along with that, the future in that market is really big. So when I say future in that market really big is because I'm going to make another video very soon where I'm talking about the best credit card that you can own right now, which I recently got myself. And I'm going to do a review on that credit card and what it entails and what future holds for these credit card companies, which is huge. And I think SoFi, being such a dominant player in that industry, is going to definitely take advantage of something like this. So in the earnings, there were many things that were reported. One of the biggest thing that I saw was how their members are using more services. So I'm not talking about the new member add of 850,000. That's fine. I mean, they added new members, which is great. Of course, that's what we want to see the business go. But they also basically noted down that existing members are using more of their existing services. So that's huge. Why it's huge? Because the retention of the members are going to basically stay in the bank for longer. Number two, the cost per member is going to keep going down. See, there's an acquisition cost to everything. So the member acquisition cost for SoFi is going to go down because the same members are generating more revenue for SoFi. So I think it's a really good thing that we saw in the report. Whatever the EPS was, whatever the EBITDA was, whatever the revenue was, that's all well and good because that's studied a lot. A lot of analysts come down or basically come across and they say, okay, this is what's going to happen, that is going to happen. But one of the most important thing that I look at is that what is their cost per acquisition per customer and how are they going to maintain or make that less? So the only way they can do it, if word of mouth, like if you say to your friend, hey, this bank is really good, they join, not a big deal. I mean, how many members can sign up like that, right? Very few. The substantial growth that they see is basically when the existing member use more of their existing services. Because now they don't have to sell the existing members all the other services and they come and use it. So I think it's a really exciting time for SoFi in terms of revenue, in terms of market growth, in terms of product growth. And also their income from interest also went up slightly, which is really also a very good news, even though the interest rates are coming down slowly. So I feel that it's all very good point for SoFi, very strong earning, and I think the bank is going to continue to deliver good bang on earnings for the next few quarters. But at the same time, the stock is also touching new highs. So does the stock price reflect of what the earnings were? Not quite. So I think where the stock price is right now, it's a really, really sweet spot. I mean, I think it's a very good price where the stock is right now. And you all know that I'm a very, very practical stock person. I don't believe in hypes. I don't believe in that the stock is going to go $50, $100. Eventually it will, but it's not happening right now because the price of $30 is also very lucrative for SoFi. So I think the way that I plan to play the stock, I don't want to use the term play the stock, but how I see the stock, that's a better term actually, is that I think that the stock is a keeper. If you have made a lot of money in SoFi and if you're holding a lot of stock in SoFi, and if you want to reduce your basically risk, then it doesn't hurt to basically sell some at this point at $30, $31. It's a beautiful spot. But if you think that you have a high conviction on the stock and you think that stock is going to go down another 15, 20, 30, 40, 50% in the near future, which it will, but don't know when. And before that, it will see a downturn. I was just reading an article from Kathy Wood that said that AI could be in a huge bubble and market correction will come. So let me ask you actually this point. I was reading an article over the weekend in Barron's, and they were saying that if AI wasn't in the stock market, right? Like if you take the AI play out, if you take the NVIDIA out, you take all the other major CrowdStrike, all those Palantir, all those things out, where would the stock market be right now? Right? That's a big question. So if you take the AI play out, stock market would be in trouble right now. So I think that we are valued at a very good right now, or the stock price is sitting at very good. I don't expect, and I hope that it doesn't go up $40 tomorrow because it's going to come down sharply and then market will correct. So I think where we are right now is a very comfortable price. I like it here. I want to keep the stock price here if it can maintain another, I would say 6 months, because then it's going to see the flight up from that point forward. And I have a lot of shares, as you all know. I'm holding a lot of shares. I'm not playing any options or anything right now on SoFi. I plan to play if I see the price move quite a bit in the next few days with the market. Now, SoFi news was good enough today and it didn't move much. 3-4% is normal for SoFi on a day. It trades like that. But maybe it'll move higher if there was any other good news in the market that comes out. So keep an eye on the stock price. If you want to take some profit, you can sell some and then buy low. But I'm keeping my stock. I have, as you all know, I have 20,000 shares in SoFi. I'm keeping all of them. I do play some covered calls and stuff like that because when I see the price is going to move and all, but right now, no. Right now, my attention is on another game or another play in the stock market, which the video I already shot. I'm going to release it in the next few days once the editing is over. So I feel that we are going to see some movements in the stock price, maybe if few percent up, and then it's going to correct itself and I think settle down to around $28 or $27. I think that's a very sweet spot. And I want to keep the stock price at that level for some time. So let me know in the comments, how are you playing SoFi if you're playing SoFi, or what are your thoughts about SoFi, or what is your price prediction about SoFi in terms of the earnings that they reported? Don't just write $50 or $100 because it has to match with the earnings that they reported. And also, if you notice something in the earnings which I missed, please let me know. I will study the earnings in detail probably in the coming weekend, because I like to read everything that they mention. Not all the stocks, but some of the stocks that I have high conviction in, and I try to kind of play or buy more of that stock. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope I was able to provide some value to all of you guys. And as I promised before, it will be regular updates on the channel now. So stay tuned, share the channel, like, subscribe if you have not already. Otherwise, until next time, you all have a sparkling day.